What's going on, everybody? It's Roberto here. Thank you for joining me. I was just on my morning walk to pick up some motorcycle parts, and I stumbled upon this basketball court with basketballs. Now this tree is petting me. So I decided to shoot some hoops and make a little video that kind of came to me about guilt and how guilt is so invasive, I would say, in our society, even our law system, which is an entire sham, but that's an entire different video series altogether. But even if you go to court, they ask if you plead guilty or non-guilty. They're guilty or not guilty. They both have the word guilty in them. So it's like you're guilty until proven innocent. Why don't you have the option to say I'm innocent rather than not guilty? So it's like already guilt is already assumed and locked in there. But guilt comes in so many subtle forms. You know, I should be doing this is kind of a form of self-guilt, is it not? So I was just thinking about the way it's instilled. Even, you know, if you grew up Catholic like I did when you were younger, you have to confess your sins, guilty of sinning and wrong. And it's just so indoctrinated into us that we feel guilty all the time. And the reason this came about to me the other day is because I was so at peace. And it felt foreign to me that, like, I was like, I feel guilty for feeling this peaceful. And you know, it's like the world always has something that you should be worried about. The news, you got to be worried about this. You got to be worried about the war over here, this going on over there. You got to vote for these guys because these guys are bad. It's always duality, and you know, somebody's yelling, telling, or selling something that you should be worried about or concerned about. And so I found that was kind of interesting that, you know, like I made a video a few weeks ago about the mind chooses familiar chaos over unfamiliar peace. And that's kind of what I experienced. It was like I was feeling so peaceful, and like immediately the monkey mind starts chirping, and it's like, oh, maybe I forgot about something. Maybe I should be worried about this. Maybe I should be worried about that. Maybe we shouldn't be worried about anything. So let's drop the guilt about, you know, getting back to people at a certain time, especially with these devices. It's like we're tethered to our phone, and people, it's like, you know, you used to call somebody and you might not hear back from them for a week. Now it's like you don't hear from them in an hour and you're sending out a fucking search party. So don't feel guilty for, you know, is moving as quickly as the world does. Don't feel guilty for no reason at all. Don't feel guilty because you're not doing the same things your family and friends are doing, or that they want you to do, or that they're worried about. You know, stay on your timeline and focus on what is important to you, and let the rest fall away, because that's what the real work is going within and maintaining that peace within. Nothing is worth our peace, nothing at all. So be careful what you're worried about and the little subtle forms that guilt can creep in on us. I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Anyways, I love you guys. My time is running out. Peace.